Hi everyone, True Crime Long Island here. Today I'm at 1112 America Avenue in West Babylon. This is where Amber Costello was last living when she was seen alive and disappeared on September 2nd, 2010. After that, her remains were found on Gilgo Beach 3 months later. And for people who don't know, I mean, you probably do, but she was 27 years old. I mean, I want to give some little bit of a bio on her. 27 years old. She lived here in this cute house in this nice neighborhood. She had adopted a son. I don't know if people know that. I saw his picture. He's adorable. And unfortunately, he has to grow up. He grew up without his mother. And that shouldn't happen. She had some really great friends. I can tell her Dave and Bear Brodsky were her roommates, and they seemed very affectionate towards her. I've seen them interviewed, both Dave and Bear. Winter Brothers Stories on YouTube has a really great interview with Bear Brodsky, and you can see his affection for Amber in that video. Anyway, I mentioned the roommates because their timeline of events differs from that of the Suffolk County Police Department, which really isn't a surprise. They're saying that jealous boyfriend routine that they did happen, but it didn't happen September 1st. It happened weeks or months prior to that. And then, prior to her disappearance on September 2nd, and then the Suffolk County PD saying it happened September 1st. I don't know. Murder Inc. has some really good information on their site. I do really like it. They're saying that Dave Schaller picked out that, besides seeing the Chevy Avalanche, that Dave had picked it out of a lineup 2 years after Amber was murdered. So that's, I don't know what to say. Then you have the witness in Manorville that picked it out in 2003. It had mentioned the Chevy Avalanche. So, I don't really know. Retired police detective Bob Boyce did do a presentation for me at Lindenhurst Library, and he mentions it, and he said that the police had run the plate as a commercial plate through a database, and then that was it. So I don't know. You draw your own conclusions. I don't know what to say. But anyway, she had left this house and then walked down the road to Hampton here, and then met up with Lisk, and then they drove back this way towards what I believe, and I'm going to drive the route that I believe Lisk took to get back to his house in Massapequa Park. Like I said, because we're actually not far from here. It's about 20 minutes away. I'm not going to drive the whole way, but I am going to drive to where, you can pick up Sunrise Highway so you can get an idea and see a little bit of the area where she lived. And it's really nice, and it's really not bad. And I just wanted people to see it, to get to know her a little bit better. So we're going to do that now. We're going to go back. I'm just going to go this way, and we're going to get back in here. I'm going to get back here in the car, and we're going to drive it, and you'll see what I mean. It's a cute area and all that stuff. So I just wanted people to get to know her a little bit through that. And okay, so we're gonna get in. It's a nice day here. We're going to, like I said, Massapequa Park isn't too far from here. It's about 20 minutes away. No traffic or anything, and Long Island's famous for traffic. But anyway, this is the route. Now I can't, I don't know for certain, but so he comes this way. He comes from Hampton Road, and he drives this way. And what he's doing now, right, he's going to head towards Little Neck Road, which you can see in the distance. I'm going to stop here. Like you can see, it's a nice neighborhood. It's quiet. I was driving around earlier, and you had kids riding their bikes and people walking their dogs. So that was nice to see. So it's just right down here. Like I said, it's that road right where you can see those cars in the distance. Maybe I'll just zoom in. And I don't know. I mean, but this would be most likely the route that was taken, because it makes the most sense. I mean, if you've looked at 105 First Avenue on a map, it's like right off of Sunrise Highway. It's not far from Sunrise Mall. So anyway, but this is it. This is Little Neck Road, and then you would make a left here onto Little Neck. It's Little Neck in America here. Let me see if I can, you probably can't see too well, but maybe I'll take the phone out and you can see a little bit better. Little Neck in America here. If you can see that, right? Little Neck in America. I'm going to put it back. And you make a left out of here, and you head south on Little Neck. And then like I said, there's always traffic here on Long Island, so it might take a minute or two to get off the street, but I'm sure at the hour that they were going, there was probably less traffic. And okay, here we go. Thank you. And you know, these businesses wouldn't have been open, all of that stuff. So you're just gonna drive here a little bit, and like this is it. This is, you know, there's nothing out of the ordinary. I don't see anything that's like, oh my God, this is bad. But this is most likely, like I said, I can't prove it, but if he was going back to Massapequa Park and he's most likely taking Sunrise Highway, this would be the way that he went, heading south on Little Neck and then heading west on Sunrise Highway. I'm still going to the courthouse on September 3rd. You know, get the judge's decision on the DNA evidence. We'll see where that goes. And I know there's still a severance motion. Anyway, like I said, Murder Inc. has some really great information on their site. Also, Winter Brothers Stories on YouTube has some really, like that interview with Bear Brodsky was really great. I mean, you could just hear and see the affection that he has for Amber in that video. I mean, they have some good stories there as well, so you should definitely check them out. And it's just a little, I think it's just a little further down the road here. Oh yeah, now it's coming up. So I'm gonna see, yeah, this is it right here by this light. So this is it. This is where you would turn. I'm gonna point the camera a little bit because we're stopping. There it is, right there. 27 West. 27 West. That's it, that he would make the left onto here. And then he would continue on. Straight run right to Massapequa Park on Sunrise Highway, past the mall. So anyway, I just wanted everyone to say, for me to say to everyone that, you know, thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it, for taking the time and, you know, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It means everything to me. I really do appreciate it, and I will be in touch with more videos soon. Thanks so much. Bye.